What we often forget in child abuse investigations, it's not about the adults, it's about the kids. It's about affirming to the kids that what happened wasn't right.
Tonight, a deeper dive into the prevalence of abuse in Oregon schools. KATU investigates the claims the Oregon Department of Human Services found to be substantiated and what schools are doing about it. Good evening. Thanks a lot for joining us, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn.
And I'm Mike Asway. This comes amid other sex abuse cases in school districts across Oregon in just the last few months. KATU's Christina Giardinelli is here in studio with a list of those cases and state reports on other abuse cases. Christina, some of these other cases have hardly been covered.
Yeah, right. Take a look at this map here. I mean, obviously, we've covered in depth the St. Helens case, but earlier in November, there was a case in Eagle Point as well as one in Lincoln County. And then in December, we've been covering the Jewell County School District cases. We recently covered a case out of Nestucca School District. And then, of course, the cases in Albany, as well as the one I mentioned here in Eagle Point. So a number of cases there, and the reports I dug into today reveal just how prevalent cases like these are. From April to June of this year, the Oregon Department of Human Services found a total of 17 abuse claims across Oregon schools to be substantiated. 8 for wrongful restraint. That's when a child is dragged by an arm or a leg, or when staff uses a hold that's not allowed. 2 were substantiated for sex abuse. 3 for neglect. 1 for physical abuse. 2 for corporal punishment, and 1 for threat of harm. Oregon State Senator Sarah Gelser-Bluen pushed for the law that made these reports public.
And when we ignore that, when we don't investigate it, when we say, you know, it was very minimal, those aren't the lessons we want to be teaching to our kids.
A deep dive into these reports reveals some alarming incidents. For example, in February, DHS substantiated claims of corporal punishment in a case at a Bush College Elementary School in the Salem-Keizer School District. The DHS report says a staff member pushed a student several feet across the classroom. The school district tells me it takes reports like these very seriously and says in this case, the staff was a substitute who was immediately removed from the classroom. Another example from the report is a substantiated claim of wrongful restraint where DHS found a staff member dragged a student face down on the ground by the arm and leg at the Beaverton Early Childhood Center. The Northwest Education Service District tells me it took the report seriously and the staff member no longer works with the service district. In less severe cases, school districts have told me they investigated and provided more training, something Gelser-Bluen says is the ultimate goal.
If we look at things that happen, not as the end of the world and not as the purpose is to punish someone, but rather how do we learn, how to improve, that's how these can really help.
Have you seen backlash about these reports? Have people tried to get them to stop publishing them?
There have been some who have been uncomfortable with these reports. I know that there is a proposal coming out in the upcoming session that would have these reports go to the System of Care Advisory Council instead of to the legislature. I think that would be a mistake. It's very important to have transparency about what kids are experiencing.
Now, Gelser-Bluen is urging concerned citizens to pay attention to discussions this legislative session that could see a push to change these reports. We'll be on your side reporting on that and much more through our Salem Bureau this legislative session. In the meantime, you can find more details about this abuse report on our website right now at KATU.com. For now, back to you, Stephen Wright.
All right, Christina, thank you for that.